Okay, so on this beautiful, rainy, horrible day that we have, we decided we're gonna smoke meat because that's awesome, right? Come on. We are going to be smoking a pork loin and a turkey breast. Have we done either one of those before?
I've done a whole turkey before, and I've done pork loin, just not while I've been at home, so you've never had to smoke pork loin before.
He's depriving me.
Alright. Pork tenderloin, this is a pretty lean cut of one, but I'm still going to trim it up just a little bit because the seasoning does not like to go through fat. While fat does add some flavoring, it is hard to get your seasoning to go and the smoke through it. So that's why I kind of like to trim mine up a little bit. Hopefully I do a good enough job cooking it that it doesn't need all this extra fat to keep it juicy. I can keep it juicy on my own. I'm not going to get too much more carried away than that. Then all I usually do is a dry rub on them. Don't get too carried away with injecting them or anything like that. It's a homemade Carolina style rub.
That's about all you're gonna get out of him.
It's only taken...
3 years?
Has it been only 3 years? I was thinking I've been working on this for like 5 years. But I guess I kind of had it perfected for the last 2 years the way I kind of like it. But just coat it on there good, then press it in. One of the reasons I like to wear gloves while doing this is all the salt and peppers and stuff in it. That way it don't burn my hands as bad. Call it a dry rub, which I've always thought was weird because you don't actually rub it in, you just kind of press it to get it to stick. So there it is, coated pretty good. This is a little sweeter rub than what I would normally use, but Grandma's coming over, so we're not going to make it too hot. So I'm going to wrap this up in foil, put it off the side, clean up, and then we'll do the turkey breast. Alright, this turkey breast we got from the local butcher. Turkey's pretty lean, so there's not much trimming to do. I'm going to leave the skin on it. Had pretty good luck doing the whole turkey with the skin on, so all I'm really going to do with this is season it up and let the seasoning sit on it for probably half hour, 45 minutes while the smoker's getting hot. Got it outside burning. Haven't been used in a while, so I want it to get real hot so it gets good and sanitized before bringing it down to cooking temperature. My goal is usually to try to cook around 250, so turkey breast should theoretically take 3.5 hours, and the pork tenderloin should theoretically take about 2.5 hours, so Put the turkey breast on there, and then an hour later we'll get the pork on there. Let them cook till they come up to their appropriate internal temperatures. I'm going to be using pecan wood to smoke with, but we'll get into more of that once we get outside. I've done it both ways with using mops and not using mops, and I personally can't tell much of a difference. So today I didn't prepare any mops or get them ready, so we're just going to go with the dry rub, smoke them for a while, wrap them up in foil so we don't get it too smoky, and then let them finish. Get a little bit more seasoning on this, and then just going to wrap it up in foil like I did with the pork loin while it waits to go out on the smoker. And there it is, all covered in rub. Now just to wait to get them cooking. Alright, got the grill heated up pretty good. Just a cheap charbroil grill from Walmart that has been slightly highly modified. Used it for several years, and then all this steel started to warp around the firebox. So to kind of fix that air leak issue and keep more consistent temperatures, we welded the firebox to the grill chamber and all the seams around it, so that helps it hold temperature quite a bit better. It's still not, it's no Lang cooker by any means, but it does alright. And I use a combination of charcoal, mostly just to get it started. But once I get cooking, it'll use all wood sticks. When I started out, I used a lot of charcoal and wood chunks, and it did alright. I think those wood sticks are easier to maintain than the charcoal, personally, but I guess it's all over trial and error. And then another thing I do with the cheap smoker, because this steel's so thin, it doesn't hold heat well, I add 2 pans of water to kind of work as a heat sink. So that way, as the fire gets hot and then cold, it doesn't vary the temperature too much. Usually put 2 just regular oven thermometers in there, because until recently I did not have these on the outside. So I'd always...
When did you add those?
Yesterday evening.
Oh, okay.
Amazon's amazing. There might be a link in the description.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description for them.
But just cheap oven thermometers. The glass always gets smoked up, so I always set it to where 250 straight up and down, so all I got to see is which side the arrow's on to know if I got to heat it up or more or less. But these are a little under 250. I just put them in there, but the grill for the most part is about right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the turkey on. I always like to use the farthest away from the fire because it maintains a better temperature. Just all stuff I've learned by trial and error and more error. Put the thicker part towards the heat, the thinner part away. We're gonna let her cook. When I'm trying to control my temperature, I never close the exhaust because we don't want to get stale smoke in there. It'll cause it to be bitter and give you heartburn. The only thing I ever adjust is the inlet. So,
Do you agree, Gabe?
the chief assistant,
Hi, Bubba.
Gabriel the majestic beast. But yeah, we're gonna let that go for probably 2 hours or hour and a half before I put the pork loin on. When I put the pork loin on, I'll flip it. Other than that, won't do too much. Alright, about 10 minutes since I put the turkey breast on. You can see the barbecue's starting to come back to temperature. My goal is between 250 and 275. Being just a straight offset smoker, you're gonna have variance in each side of your cook chamber, so you gotta kind of track both of it. And as you can tell, there's not the thick white smoke anymore. This is what we want. A real thin, almost blue colored smoke. With that heavy white smoke, which when I started I thought that's what I wanted, but it gave it too heavy of a smoke flavor and give you heartburn and just leave a bad bitter taste. So the thinner the smoke, the better. So whenever it's burning clean, that's what you want. If you ever watch any competition barbecues or like Lang smoker videos, that's what they always say. You want a clean heat, and they give you the smoke flavor without all the heartburn and bitterness. So we'll let her keep rolling for a while. Come check in on it whenever we put the pork loin on. About an hour in, there's the turkey breast. Give her a flip here. Water pan's in there, just holding the heat and giving a little bit of moisture, not a whole lot. I just threw a new stick on there before we put the pork on. Doesn't take a whole lot of wood to do it. The trick is to just get it burning and not a lot of thick white smoke. Alright, turkey's been on for about 3 hours. The pork loin's been on for 2. I'm going to wrap them up so they don't get too big of a smoke smell. Now at this point you got an option. You can either keep them on the grill to finish, or you could finish them up in the oven. Just leave them on until they hit their final internal temperature, and we'll pull them off, let them rest for about a half hour before we carve. Alright, time for the big reveal. Look at all the juice that came back, letting it rest. Now the tricky part, doing this without making a big mess. Pink on the outside of the smoke ring, nice white meat in the middle. The juice is just running off of it. We're about to overflow the cutting board. Alright, now for the turkey breast. First time doing just a turkey breast, so we'll see how it turned out. It's just amazing how much juice is in meat. That's what wrapping it really helps. Keep all that in as it finishes up cooking and resting. That's all. You can see it through the steam. Now we really hate to leave you, but with it looking this good, it's not going to be too hard. Catch you all later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want any info about what we talked about in the video, look down below in the description. See you next time. Bye.